Now, this is the program where we discuss health matters that matter to you. I trust you had a great week. Now, the past 2 weeks, we had great discussions about healthy lifestyle. There were practical ideas that we shared for us to begin making some changes in our bodies. And I hope you have started making those changes. And tonight, I also want to hear from you as we discuss how far, what have you started doing, and how far it is going. And we'll be very excited to hear from you. So tonight, our topic is around cancer. We are talking about cancer today. So thank you very much for joining us. Let me ask our panelist to please introduce himself. The doctor will join us soon also. And but let's get underway.
All right. Greetings to everyone and happy Sabbath. Igama ngumnqobi uVictor Wakakhoza, originally from Richards Bay Party ngisePietermaritzburg. Umsebenzi wami ke ngisebenza kakhulu nge-food and nutrition. Where we help people and assist people. Angisiye kudokotela mina. Mina okwami bebethi ngudokotela wokudla. Uma sekufanele kudliwe. We do a bit of food science, but mostly nutrition. And then we apply it when it comes to reversing diseases and also managing some diseases because we understand. So we teach people how to then when you cook, so I think that is going to work for introduction.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Vic. Now, maybe for starters, let me just ask you, because there's something that you have said that is important, and that is the value of nutrition. Why is nutrition important?
Well, nutrition when you study human anatomy and physiology, there's a module that's called we understand when God created a human being, and then supply anything mama cells act. But then when he gives us a diet, now when we study about food production, I told you kudonsa imsoco wesibiza ama-nutrients emhlabathini. Okuthi if I understand it ukuthi umuntu wadala ngomhlabathi okusho ukuthi the very same food akayidlayo akayinikeziwe ekudonsa these nutrients emhlabathini ile ama-nutrients asuke nawo vele akase-deplete. So the value of nutrient ukuthi for you to function, for you to think, for you to talk, for your muscles to function ngendlela kuyiyona udinga this fuel, ngibiza ngithi fuel oyithola ekudleni. So ngaphandle nutrition, ngaphandle umsoco ekudleni, you cannot do everything oyidla because njengamanje ngiyakhuluma, I need to remember, I need to use my fingers and everything emzimbeni. So ukuze ngikwenze lokho I need the fuel okuyiyona ke sithole ekudleni. So the value of nutrition ihamba lapha ekuthenini ukuze function ngendlela oyiyona, ukuze uba nale structure esona umzimba wakho ube this color, ukuze ukwazi ukubona, ukuze ukwazi ukuthi ngikhulume ngenze into engiyenzayo ukupheka yonke into, you need to have the energy, you need to have nutrients emzimbeni wakho. You need to be healthy. That is where nutrition comes in to give you that power to do everything.
All right, wonderful. So we are just not eating for the sake of eating.
We're not eating good food. That is why imoto uma ifaka petrol isigcwele itank lakhona awuqhubeka ufaka petrol ukuchitheka. But we're not eating ngoba nakho udla khona we appetizing. Understand ukuthi udla because there's something maybe khona emzimbeni that you have depleted ngenxa ukuthi uyasebenza ngenxa ukuthi uyahamba. So you're just replacing, you're just putting in that. So you're not eating based on just based on you can chew, then you're practicing that because you can chew. So we are eating because there's something that you need to put in your body, also because of what you're doing on a daily basis. Now not the hotel joining.
All right. Welcome, Doctor. Thank you very much for joining us. We were just talking about the value of nutrition. Why is it important to place value in nutrition? What is it that it does to our body? Now, I want us to, in the light of what we are talking about now, and I also like the issue of the soil, what the food gets from the soil and what we get from the food that comes from that soil. Do we have in this country generally good soil for the food?
There are places are fertile and because remember, something you need to just check the soil in nutrients, because as we have vegetables and fruits and based on the soil that. But of course, in the food that have been used industrially, activities that when we use them are depleted you understand? The activities are just because of indlela. But if I can take example, KwaZulu Natal, when you go to the northern part, there's a place called Mzingazo or Richards Bay. That soil is very fertile. Activities, industrial activities, so ngesikhathi abantu bemuva bethi sifuna ukuba industrial befuna ukwenza lento eziningi ngesikhathi sifaka ama-firms sifaka yonke into kuba khona ama-waste enzakalayo, we are depleting the soil. So there are places where akuningi okwenzakalayo, where let's say the rural areas, there's not much industry, there's not much activities, human activities that are depleting the soil. So in those places we can find in variety that you can also continue planting. But you go to the cities and places where everyone is doing all the activities, you find that the soil there is not good. When the rain comes, there's a lot of things as you are from there. No, our nutrient. Then we have to add so much things. And that example, in Jamakaya, we've got cows, so there's a combolese as a but you don't have that in Matolopeni. We have got all plastic in Matolopeni, we've got tins that are wasted. So you don't find what you find in rural areas in the country that you actually use to get your food. So according to that are preserved. But as if we are running away from those places. Those are the places, in fact, that have got that rich soil. Or to move cooling gaga.
Okay, great. Maybe Doc, let me come to you also on this one. How now here is a person who wants to do gardening at home. How do I know the soil is good enough for the vegetables that I want to grow?
Well, I personally don't know. There are soil agriculturalists. Like I've always said that health cannot be left to health professionals alone, because when we identify deficiencies in people, like one of the greatest deficiencies in South Africa is actually selenium. And it's known that lack of selenium will lead to immune deficiencies. And perhaps that is why we're seeing such high rates of HIV, together with deficiency of zinc allows for viral replication in the body. And these are two minerals that we're supposed to be getting from our soil. So now as health practitioners, we are not connected to the soil. We're not understanding what is happening in terms of agriculture. So the agriculturalist or even the farmer is supposed to be the person who ensures that the soil is fertile, so that the people are getting, as I said last week, they're getting food that does not only have a form of godliness, but it doesn't have the power thereof. A lot of us, you could be eating cabbage and it has no zinc, it has no selenium, it has none of the minerals that you need. And that then we say that a vegan, a plant-based lifestyle is not healthy. So in terms of doctors, we know nothing about plants and agriculture and the impact. We don't even look much at diet, let alone agriculture. But as Victor said, it is important. We need to look at that because there are only two causes of disease: nutritional deficiencies and toxicity. Now, both of them can come from the food that you eat. That the soil wasn't fertile. Yes, you planted a whole lot of things, So now, because the soil wasn't fertile, your plants don't have nutrients. But over and above that, then people go and use chemicals to try and fertilize the soil and keep the pesticides that they use. Now, not only are you getting food that's nutritionally deficient, you're also getting toxins from there. There's a video clip that was going around where the ex-president, Thabo Mbeki, was talking about these 5 young people, and they found a farm that was not being used. And they asked the man, can we use your farm? He said, well, it doesn't grow anything. And what did they do? All they did was they took some manure, mixed it up, and used it. So these are the things that we don't understand, the importance of a perfect farm. A perfect farm is not just planting vegetables, but because we're so driven by economy, we're not seeing that we're unbalancing things. So yes, you're a farmer and you're making tons and tons of cabbage, but what value is it adding to people? So those are some of the things that we need to look at. And that's why, Pastor, subsistence farming is very important, because you're growing food specifically to feed your family, to get the nutrients. So then you will do it right. It's important for us to start taking responsibility, not only for our health, but for our food. And that's how we can know our basic foods. Other things you can buy from the shops. But let's have our vegetables and our fruits, if we can, available to us.
Just to add on that, Pastor, I think, you'll find that, and make an example. If in the area where you stay, there's no grass, though it dry, but it ever dry, so the grass is not green, but it's corn. But there's a place where so that gives the sign that soil cannot hold anything. I think they usually nutrients. That is why in the parable of the wheat and tares, where there is wheat, they want these nutrients. But if even the tares cannot grow there, your place, and that is why we always like a yard and no jam, because it gives you a sign, okay, you know where to plant, when not to plant. If you just put a concrete in the whole yard, you won't know. That is why I always say, it's easier to see when you can plant, because you can see the grass. Okay, grass is corner. So if you to guaco, it's always in the sand. I mean, there's always soil. There's no even cooler. There's nothing green. Soil. That is why we start to the cow manure, so your cabbage, no one can be your waste from what you're cooking, mix that with soil, and then try to do something. You'll see after you prepared your soil, there's something there. So that's what we must be aware in understand you must understand inhlabathi nje uNkulunkulu ayidala isebenza ngesystem ethize. Abantu ngihleze ngisho abantu abaningi they are farmers batshala amakabishi 5 hectares or 10 hectares amakabishi, and then take these cabbages onke, get money and go and buy a bag and go and buy fried chips, and then they say against the bride. He has sold what could have given him life, and then take this money because he doesn't understand the science behind this thing and the value of these nutrients and agriculture and planting at the same time. So I think that is how you can actually see if we would see but these are the things of as a person of understand responsibility.
Wonderful. Now earlier on we were talking about nutrition and the importance of nutrition, and but we observe in this country, well, in the whole world, that there is a high prevalence of cancer. Now, I want us to talk about cancers generally at first, but maybe where we can begin is to talk about it at cellular level. Maybe that's where we can begin. What goes wrong that can lead to a situation where we say it's cancerous?
Second.
Yes, sorry about that. We like to teach about the 7 stages of disease. a person doesn't wake up and they have cancer. I think I've mentioned it before, but repetition deepens impressions.
Yeah.
So let's say one day you're healthy, you're living your life, okay? Stage 1, stage 0 is when you're healthy. Stage 1 is when you get to what we call enervation, which is lack of energy. This is lack of energy that's not relieved by more and more sleep. You sleep and sleep and sleep, and you're just feeling tired. Your system starts becoming very sluggish. So even going to the toilet, you don't go to the toilet. Why? Because every activity of the body, as Victor was saying, requires energy. You know, so now what is happening at a cellular level, because remember, cancer is a disease of the cell. What's happening at a cellular level, the reason you don't have energy is, you know, a cell is a round structure like that, and it has a nucleus, we know that, and it has a place for manufacturing, you know, and it also have a place, we call it ESCOM, where energy is made. But when toxins are building up inside of your body, your energy plant literally is load shedding. So you don't have energy for your body, okay? Because toxins are starting to build up. So that's enervation 1. The problem is in your cell, you're not able to make energy. So eating, a lot of people, what do? They start eating more and more and drinking energy drinks. Actually, that does not create energy at a cellular level. You're just working on adrenaline. Your body gets shocked by the sugar you put in. Your body gets shocked by the caffeine that you're putting in. It says there's an emergency, adrenaline, let's run around. That's why then you have this big slump after that, but you're creating more toxins. If you don't rectify that stage 1 properly, which is with a detox program, you move to stage 2, which is toxemia. The word explains itself. The toxic levels are starting to build up in your body. Okay, and remember, toxins are very damaging to your cells. So you are getting more and more tired, and you go to your doctor, you're like, I'm just tired. So you get some days to rest, but we're eating more junk. Nothing is happening. You're getting sleeping tablets, but you're still feeling tired. Then you move to level 3 as the toxins, which is irritation. Why? The toxins have built up so much now. They're starting to spill out of a cell. They're starting to irritate your body. You get rashes everywhere. You get, you're just feeling irritated and sick and uncomfortable in your own body. You're not even at cancer yet. This is just stage 3. These are 7 stages. The last one is cancer. So then when you get this irritation, you may get rashes, and you can say you're having an allergic reaction. A lot of people then take your Allergex, your whatever, nasal sprays, all of these things. You get pimples on your face. You're thinking that that is what the problem is, but the body's just irritated. The more you take these drugs to alleviate the irritation, the more we're adding toxins, and we still haven't changed our lifestyle, and we're probably still not drinking water. Then you get to stage 4. Now, here's the interesting fact. Doctors normally diagnose you at stage 4 because stage 4 is inflammation. This is when your body system says, you know what, Vic, you're full of toxins, you're full of it. We're going to try and burn this thing up. That's inflammation. So then that's why people start getting fevers of ununderstandable origin. People have conditions like tonsillitis, laryngitis, all these itis, gastritis, all of them is inflammation happening in your body because your body is trying to deal with this insult because it's causing damage. That's level 4. Diabetes, high blood pressure, level 4 condition. Then you move to level 5, which is ulceration. All right, because the toxins now are burning up your cells, your mucous membrane. You may get ulcers in your mouth, you get ulcers on your legs and your feet. The toxins are destroying cells, but they're also trying to find an exit point. But all we want is to close up that hole that has come up. But sometimes if you just allow it to do its thing and people detox, it will heal nicely. We've seen people who come and they've got open wounds and you detox them and that wound just closes on its own because you've removed the toxins and you've put in things for the body to heal. So we don't focus on the wound, it's the body's responsibility. So that's stage 5. Stage 6 is induration. This is where people have lumps and bumps all over the place, non-cancerous. And that's simply because it's almost like your body decides these toxins are going to remain in this thing, in this place to hold them so that they're not in your blood, so that they're not causing damage because you would die if the toxins were to. That is grace, honestly. That is grace in our body, that we don't die. We go through all these stages. Now, stage 7 is cancer. Cancer literally means the cell has been so toxified for so long that now it changes its function. It's no longer doing the job it was created to do. It takes a lot of nutrients from the body. It multiplies without stopping. And you know, I mentioned 7 stages of disease, but did you know there are 8 anti-cancer mechanisms in your cell? A cancerous cell normally is supposed to, when an error happens in the DNA, it's supposed to be deleted, the cell's supposed to be killed, it's supposed to be eaten by your natural killer cells. Your immune system is supposed to deal with all of that. By the time somebody gets cancer, it means they've gone through the stages of disease, the 8 anti-cancer mechanisms have failed, and also your immune system has completely failed. So it takes a long time to get to that. And that's what makes me think that we are part of the last generation, because, I mean, look at where we are in terms of disease. Now, you know, a lot of people have cancer. And that's simply what cancer is. Whether it's in the brain, it's in the breast, it's in the colon, wherever it is, the cells have been under a lot of toxins and a lot of stress, lacking nutrients. And this is what they have changed and malformed to become. And now these cells, they don't obey the laws of health, all right? They don't take the nutrients right. They want sugar. They don't want the healthy food, all right? They don't want water. They want your Coca-Cola. They don't want exercise. They want you sitting still. They don't want the sun. They don't want any of the laws. These are rebellious cells in your body.
Well, I want to emphasize on this. People must understand that at the base of each and every organ, kuna cell. Cell. So, uma sesibona sekukuningi kakhulu ngiyochaza udoktor ithi cancer sila indlebe yakhe isikhukhumele singaka une cell ekufanele ithole umsoco wayo the nutrient yangawuthola. But then uNkulunkulu, apart from the environment lapho uhlala edolobheni where you can breathe things and but then food. Uvuka ukudla kwakho kungena emlonyeni, you chew it, uyagwinya eswini, sisigaye kuye emathunjini, and then absorption happens, it goes to the blood. The blood takes it direct to those cells. So now makufika ama cell uthi qoqo silethena ama nutrients owadingayo as a cell to function. Manje iyavula i-cell ayi ijunk lena akho lutho. Yabona kungena imfuza kwi-cell. I-cell remember ke ukuze function ukuze i-kidney function ngendlela kuyiyona, i-nucleus lapha ikhipha nje ukuthi instruction yakho njenge-cell yakwi-liver wenza umsebenzi wokuthi. Because ama-cells ahlukene nawo. I-cell yasesweni inomthetho othi wena wenza umsebenzi wokuthi. So you need this particular nutrient ukuze function umsebenzi wakho. If a nutrient ourselves, we are eating 5 times a day, but then not even once nutrient yalo. That means the cells on that part of your body is going to suffer. So we are not eating for our stomach. So that's why we can't just because share our cells the food that they need and toxicity. Sometimes again, I get kazi a deficiency. So those things as we avoid that is on it to good. So umuntu kune cell you understand it. When you eat, just think about that one cell eating at these nutrients and then give it those nutrients and then you'll be fine.
Wow. This is quite a powerful thought, because we ordinarily don't think that way. And I think that one key is critical. If we understand what is the value of what I'm chewing, what is it supposed to do, or what is it going to do in my body in relation to my health, and if that is not happening, well, there are consequences.
Yeah. If there's no service delivery, there's going to be a strike. We're banning the road and everything, but there's no service delivered. So the body is protesting against your decisions. Every time you eat, when the share of the kidneys is not coming in, the share of your whatever is not coming in, because when your decision, you're not deciding based on what you want, you need to fit your body. So umzimba wakho usebenza kanjalo. So think along those lines. Muhlala phezu phambi kweplate. There's a cell ethi ngicela these nutrients I need to function and assist you ukuze uphile isikhathi eside.
Yeah, and just to say, so that people are not feeling all so terrible, like, oh, we've all been making wrong decisions, all of us, okay? But over and above that is that, unfortunately, we live in an environment where the air is not pure, the water is not pure. There are lots of things that can affect us. But here's what you need to understand. And the reason I'm saying this is because a lot of people says, then we're all going to die anyway. That's not why we're bringing you this. Because if there was no hope, the Bible says where sin abounds, grace does much more abound. The little that you do, when you start eating healthy, when you start drinking your water, even though in your environment there's a little bit of pollution, and you understand, even though there are factors beyond your control, when you start doing something positive, at least you're giving your body what it needs to repair from the damage. We all get exposed to damaging things. I go out for a walk, I breathe in bad air. I'm like, okay, so there was a little bit of irritation and damage in my body. Some toxins got in. I don't panic about it. When I get back to a good place, I make sure I wash my face. I get some fresh oxygen. I go out into nature. I eat food to help my body repair it from the fact that we're living in a sinful world. Even God himself, when we fell, after he had given us an original diet in Genesis 3:18, because you have sinned, now you're living in a sinful world, the ground is going to give you now the herbs. Do you understand? Because now you don't live in the Garden of Eden anymore. Now use these herbs. They are for the service and for the healing of the nation. So we're supposed to use them. That's why we use the ginger root, when you've got asthma, and the mullein flowers and licorice. All of these herbs are designed to help you. There's milk thistle, which is supposed to help with your liver. There's so many different herbs to help us with the toxins that is around us. Because, as I say, because sin abounds, grace must much more abound. Because otherwise, God is a liar, and I don't know him to be a liar.
He's not. And it's true, because when God created the body, in the system, even those cells are appealing forever. Repair. You've got your cells on your skin, but 30 days, about your 13 days, about your or what doesn't matter. But also each and every cell on your body, they die out and then new cells come in. You have an opportunity when new cells come in to actually fit these ones. You would look right. This is why when you talk about detox, after 30 days, we are starting a first step of healing. After 10 days, it doesn't matter to deal none. But in even the cells on your liver, cells on your whatever part of your body, but the problem is when they die out to figure out, you still feed the very same food. So each and every cell on your body wants to give you a chance until you die. It's been giving you a chance almost for 6 months. They've been dying in and dying out, getting the same food, when the same decision. So Nkulunkulu has given you that opportunity to you to occasion, you call an opportunity to rectify a mistake when you've done something wrong.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that. The fact that there is hope for all of us. As you watch tonight, you may think to yourself, wow, I am worse off, I'm helpless, hopeless. But we are beginning to hear tonight that is with all of us. Look, Doc, one of our viewers, Nick, is asking the question from our Facebook. She says, if one is at stage 7, is it possible to reverse that back to, say, for example, to stage 6? Maybe let me extend that and say, regardless of the stage, what is the possibility of going back to stage 0?
Well, going back to stage 0 is like moving from level 5 of lockdown. There's no stage 0. I think that is the reality of the situation. Because we do not live in a perfect world. We do not even know what perfect health looks like. I don't think there's anybody on this earth who's at level 0, okay? We're all moving between level 1 and being functional. You can always move higher and higher. I've been on this lifestyle for about 5 years, and I'm finding that when I think I would have reached a level, there's more to reach. My brain can develop even more. My liver can work better. My muscles can work better. We cannot even begin to imagine what health looks like, what God envisioned for us. We should be able to remember. I should be able to calculate things like that. That is optimal health. But realistically, looking from level 0.5, let's put it that way, to level 7. A lot of us, anyway, we may be in all those levels. A lot of us have cancer cells that are trying to form. If your immune system is healthy, it will just kill them. When you finally get diagnosed with cancer, it means that there's a whole lot of them and they're quite visible. Now, can they be reversed? It depends. Remember, when you get to stage 7, you're not all the same stage 7. There's cancer level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Level 1, it means it's just in that organ. So let's say it's in your stomach. It is just in the stomach and it hasn't gone anywhere else. You know, level 2, now it's spreading to the organs around your stomach. So it's the stomach, maybe it's affecting your spleen and your pancreas and your liver, close by. Level, you know, so all these levels. And then level 3, it's gone to other areas. Level 4, it has metastasized, it's gone to your bones and to your brain. Obviously, the higher the level, the more difficult it is to reverse. But if we have seen people who come and we start to see them going back from level 7 to level 6. And the thing is, it has to be a continuation and a lifestyle, and understanding that if you should turn around and go back to that lifestyle, you can go back. My recommendation to everybody today is that don't wait till you get to level 7. It is very hard. It takes a lot of work. The people we've treated here with cancer who have been successful, we've had to keep them for quite a while. I think one of them we kept for 53 days. You know, and she did well. She did well. She went home. A lot of them have to keep coming back. But it is possible. All you do is you just start reclaiming your health. I don't know if there's anything you want to add, but wherever you are today, if you turn around, you will be going in a better direction. And remember, we're not running away from death. That is secured. What you want is, you do not want the misery. You know, Pastor, I wish people could just come and work in our center for like just a couple of hours and see what disease looks like. The misery that comes with it. It is not nice. That's what we are denying people. Our deaths should be, you go to bed and you close your eyes and you just don't wake up in the morning until resurrection morning. The misery of disease should not have to be part of our lot.
Yes, thank you, Doc. I'm one of those people who, I saw firsthand, and then I had to make a change. You know, well, this is when you are still young, I understand. You can still make a decision, because there are people who preach about health everywhere, and you feel like, these people very often speak like I'm a cabbage. But when you see firsthand, it's okay. This is how it looks like. Because before you die, there's sickness, because we're all going to die. But before you die, you cry. Now, but you know, when you talk about cancer, these are the cells that they don't obey now the rules of the body. They just do anything and they feed on sugar. So the first thing you do, you must starve them. Don't give them what they want. Now we understand cancer feeds on sugar. One of the things. But the first thing you do, okay, now let me change my lifestyle. Part of the things, there's core essence of lifestyle. We give you a change lifestyle, dietary lifestyle change. It's not going to boost the cancer cells, but going to boost the immune system. Because remember, you need the immune system to fight against them while you do other things. So subtract again, as you even now, because I'm taking chemotherapy, then I'm okay. We are no mind. As if chemotherapy when I use some as if vitamin C or whatever medication, as if food is not a requirement. Should you have any problem, if the organs are functioning well, then you are going to see that. So in the now, immaturity cancer, level 0 no level 1 tomorrow. He took 10 years preparing for this illness, but once we say, okay, we are going to give you a 10-day program, who's about in pain for 4 days and then this thing's not working. So you give your body time to come back kancane kancane, because kade waqala ububekezela kahle kahle. So I think this thing is patience. Give yourselves, give your body time to go back. Well, don't give up. If you're eating garlic, you're eating ginger, eating vegetables, don't stop eating them just because I won't say. Give your body time. It will surely go there. This is the food I'm giving you. But then show for this family, starve the cancer cells of those things are so food. You may want to junk when in your mind. Totumuntu is sleeping on the bed, he's sick. Can I have a burger? He's sick. I can understand. You don't eat once. Cancer just want that opportunity. One opportunity for a cancer is enough. So I'm saying to you, just in your mind, change. Which I'm not going to deal with this thing. Another guy came here and said he was very worried. He liked sugar. When you told him when you're not the one who likes sugar, there's something in you that likes sugar more than you, which is cancer. As you swallow it and eat cancer, thank you very much. When the cancer is stronger, it kills you. You feed it kills you. So don't feed that because you think we are finding pleasure. We are feeding your enemy that is going to destroy you. We are outside teaching you there's something inside that wants this thing. When it has it, it destroys you. So have that mentality in your mind. Most people at 7, before figuring out you have a war to fight. We can only give you do something but the decision lies with you. Do I take this journey or not? It's not a short journey, but it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Yeah. So in the light of what you're saying, therefore, it's the immune system has to be strong to assist here. Now, I know we talked a bit about the issue of immune system, and now people may think that this immune system was important now for COVID. And COVID is going to fly back to China very soon and think that we are good, COVID is gone, which is not the case, of course. Now, can we talk about briefly what are some of the strategies we can apply to strengthen our immune system throughout the year? Because sometimes we think it's good for winter. So what is it that we can do? What are some of the simplest things on a daily basis that people can do to strengthen this immune system?
Right. That's one of my favorite topics among many. The immune system is not only your defense for flu, but it's also your repair system and your anti-cancer mechanism. Its function is to identify foreign things in your body and get rid of them. But also its function is to find where there is fault and heal. So it's part of the healing system. That's why people with chronic inflammation, no healing is happening because it's still fighting and there's no time for healing and repair. Now, your immune system has 3 levels. Yeah. I like to say level 1 is like a security guard. Level 2 is like the police, and level 3 is the defense. You don't want the military. You don't want the military coming to do the job of the security guard. There's going to be havoc. And that's what happened with a lot of people when they had those who succumbed to COVID-19, in that the level 3 worked too much and they got what we call a cytokine storm. Your immune system is so powerful that if it starts working to eliminate things, it could literally just kill you. That's what autoimmune diseases are. That's when your own body it seems to turn on itself and fights. And that's the greatest army ever created. So you don't need, greater is he that is within us than the one outside. Yeah, your immune system is the most powerful defense. Anyway, so what is your level 1? Your level 1 includes your skin. Nobody ever thought of that. Your mucous membrane, so all your coverings. That's what your level 1. Your tears, your saliva, your secretions, all of that are part of your level 1 defense. So if we're not taking care of our skin, if we using a lot of, including the good bacteria that's on our skin and inside of us, because those good bacteria are actually going to fight the bad bacteria that come. That's why if for people who have been using a lot of Savlon and Dettol and antibacterial soap, they end up with a skin issue because they've killed the good bacteria that was on their skin, and therefore now they get invaded by damaging bacteria. So what can you do in terms of that? You need to make sure that you're looking after your skin. If you don't have any skin conditions, make sure that you have soap that is not antibacterial. You don't need antibacterial soap for your whole body. Okay, so for now we're saying you may need for your hands because of COVID, but don't use it on your whole body. You need good bacteria on your skin. You need to make sure that the soap is not irritating to your body. And then after that, you need to make sure that the products that you put on your body are not so toxic. Okay, and we don't want to be using Vaseline, which is petroleum jelly, because it closes your pores and does not allow you to sweat. So that's like putting plastic all over your body. I don't want the companies to know. So that's not what you want to use. So you want a simple glycerine soap. You can get one that has essential oils if you want it to smell nice. You can find this at Clicks and Your Discam. We put it in our detox pack, the soap. Then to moisturize yourself, you can use your avocado oil, almond oil, coconut oil, olive oil, all these oils that you would put on your body, in your mouth, you can use them. So you buy a big tub of coconut oil, you put half in the bathroom, half in the kitchen. Then you can use olive oil. You can put some rose oil and some nice smelling essential oil so that it smells nice. And then also what you would want to do to protect your skin is you want to put good bacteria inside of you to fight for you. Your gut is really important. So you can take probiotics in terms of if you want to take pills. We're Black people, Maheu, okay? Maheu has great probiotics. So make some, not the one from the store, it's been pasteurized. Make some Maheu and drink it. Make some fermented cabbage and eat it. Or buy a liquid probiotic. So there's so many different, or kimchi or miso. There's so much variety because we live in South Africa. That's just looking at level 1 of your defense. Level 2 is just underneath your skin. So if anything breaches, oh, by the way, if you have eczema or any other skin conditions, then you need to treat those because it means already there's a breach in your level 1 of defense. Okay, so treat, it means things can easily enter you. Your skin is like, we've got a wall around, nothing must enter. But if it bypasses and comes in, there are cells just underneath your skin to fight off infections. And one of the mechanisms that you have is you get a fever. A fever is actually part of your immune system. Your body says, hello, alarm, alarm, alarm. We've had a breach. Something has come in that was not supposed to come in. So it raises the body temperature to alert the whole of the body so that other cells can come to help. What do we do, Pastor, when we have a fever? We take the doctor's choice.
Anti-alarm.
Panado, right? Yes. What you're doing is you're shutting off your alarm system. Yes, because we don't understand what fever is. So, exactly when your tonsils are inflamed because they're saying, look, we've got a breach, something came in that was not supposed to come in. When your tonsils swell up, they're part of your immune system. It's like arresting the bad guys and putting them in jail there to deal with them so that they're not flowing all over your body. Then you're like, these tonsils are giving me problems. Let me take them out so I can continue eating pork. So you're doing away with your alarm system. So we should not be using anti-fever medication. I know that fever can cause a headache, and if the temperature goes too high, you can have seizures, but you just need to put a cold cloth on your body. Actually, what we do when somebody has a fever is we put them in a machine to increase their temperature, but we keep their head cool because that hot body does not allow the invader to live. It burns it up and it allows your immune system to work better. Then level 3 is your super defense. These are cells that have gone to university. All right, these are the intelligent cells. They come in, they assess and they analyze, okay, you are COVID virus. We need to have a memory of this. People who've had measles. Don't get measles again. Why? Because your body says, oh, okay, let's break this down. Okay, this is measles. You cells, you need to remember this so that in future you can make an antidote against this thing. So forever you will have that kind of memory. We can actually test you to see. And all these things are made in your bone marrow. So you need to make sure that you are eating to make your red blood cells and your white blood cells. But you need to also be helping your body by putting things like garlic, by putting in things like turmeric, which are anti-inflammatory. What else, Vic? Because you make tonics to help the immune system, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think I think also Mfundisi, well, when you just give you a typical you know, you wake up in the morning, of course, you flush your system with warm water. Because I need to use of lalut here, so there are acid juices of an flash. So, and then after that, you eat your fruits. Your fruits are in fact include your citrus fruits, which are good in vitamin C for the production of those cells, like cancer or whatever viruses. So before you know, the fruits are important because another vitamins and minerals are on zinc. So that's the first thing you put after drinking water in your body, so that you can prepare yourself, your body for so long. And after that, again, you eat your breakfast, your rolled oats, whatever. But again, we say instead of putting sugar in your porridge, you put honey, or you put stevia, or you put molasses. Doesn't matter, but natural or dates. You can blend those and put on your cereal, and then so you had your fruits and our enzymes and our vitamins that you need on your body to kickstart everything, and also they have got fiber because I need to find a clean on. And then as you go through the day, you make sure to drink a lot of water to hydrate yourself, your body, so that and you go through your day, and then after that you get to your lunch. Your lunch, if you feel like, in example, you want to drink, you can drink your water 30 minutes before, not during your lunch. Your lunch has got your vegetables. That's when about 2 now. The slightly cooked or blanched vegetables, spinach, butternut, whatever. That's what the raw, so a salad, which are very important in plating back. So you can have your spinach there. Also, you can have your lettuce. You can have your cucumber. All those are raw and our enzymes, and also they've got good in antioxidants to fight against these cancers. So you start with the raw in your plate, not with the cooked, so that you can get these antioxidants, you can get these enzymes as well as to make them figure up the immune system here. Because remember, food is we are eating so that you can boost this immune system. We are not when I just give it strength, give it power by what you eat. And then you eat your rice, and your rice must be good in fiber again. Brown rice, you can have your brown basmati, whatever. When you've eaten, there is no one to go in the fiber. So when you've eaten, after a certain digestive, it must be eliminated. But to be eliminated, it must be high in fiber. So you eat your vegetable, your broccoli are very good also. Put them in your food, and then after that you can just take a walk. Taking a walk also, though it promotes circulation. Circulation is good because so you take a walk for 30 minutes and then you come back home. So I will try the pan. So those are the things they the fitness is though we've eaten, but it's not be right. After that you can go and you can eat your lunch, your supper. Your supper must be very light. But I'm saying throughout the day, from the morning you eat your food, which must be very rich, full of nutrients and all those things. Your lunch, specifically, I'm vegetables are 60% plating. I'm gonna be protein, I'm gonna be chef, no starch, white rice or white maize, or put pap. If you don't really plate, your vegetables are those together. If you have a visitor, I'm gonna starch just 20 plate because you want to tell them time. No. I about vegetables again, man. The very same cabbage you don't want, the very same spinach you don't want, imbuya are the ones that are needed in our body because these components are against the cancers. After that, you can repeat the same thing the following day, but change your bonnet. So I should tell the man, I'm a fruit corner, your citrus fruits. You can have your what you call this
your berries.
Yes, the one that I always eat in the fridge. All these things. Well, in example, let's say you like tea, You can make your own tea. You take your grater, your ginger, slice your garlic, and put a teaspoon of turmeric and make a tea of that. Boiler when and then put honey. It's a very nice tea. You can drink it in the morning and during the day or when you sleep. Say winter, who live on tea, but you can make your teas, understand? Have your own recipes for tea, because teas are also good and also fighting against this thing. Now, in 7 say ginger no garlic, because I believe it's very powerful. We take this and Mackenzie and all these various things in there, but also turmeric because it's anti-inflammatory. For circulation, you can put a bit of cayenne pepper. It adds a bit of kick. That makes sure we actually say your circulation. Even when you have got ulcer, your immune system flush into that area and begin to repair. So you can put your cayenne pepper as a carrier. So those ingredients, as you go through the day, though you're eating, but you're also healing your body. If there's something wrong in these teas are going to then begin to attack those places. So level 1 to level 3, whatever, load shedding, level 3 or whatever.
Yes.
Inside your body, put these things as well. Though the skin is there, though the underneath of the skin is there, though your tendons are there, but another additional assistance cancer and viruses and COVID-19 or COVID-20, doesn't matter.
Yes. Wonderful. Wow. You guys are the best. We can talk until Monday morning. Yeah. So, Doc, your final.
We all have the seeds of disease planted in our body because nobody has been living a perfect life. So I want to say that I used to eat a lot of meat. I used to eat steak for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. So I am expecting that seeds of colon cancer are possibly in my colon, except I am blessed that I come from a family. They don't have the genetics. So I probably would have been the first. I was expecting it once I understood all of this. But like I said, grace does much more abound. Make the changes today. And the food does not have to be boring. You can make ice cream. Next time we will show you the ice cream that we love to have. We have ice cream and cake sometime for breakfast, and it's healthy because it's bananas, it's coconut milk or cream, it's got some blueberries and some raspberries. So let's not feed the seeds of disease in our body. Let's feed health into our body. We need to transform our minds and see things differently, but we need to also change here. You can't say I'm still thinking about it. No damage is happening. So let's eat to live, not live to eat.
Yes.
Wonderful.
My closing words.
Yeah, Vic, your closing words?
Yes. Singavaraga manje.
Yeah.
Ngifisa ukuthi it doesn't matter nomuntu wesifazane nomuntu wesilisa, a male or a female, you must know how to cook. Because izifo eziningi emanaged from import naseplatini. Udoc ukhulumile about the ice creams and everything. So I say ekhaya, if you've got ingane umuntu wesilisa umfana noma wesifazane, when you begin to teach them how to cook, teach them both, because when they go to university, that's where they will pick up all these diseases. Because akufanele ulinde kuze kube khona umuntu ozokuphekela kahle ukuze ukwazi ukudla right. You must learn, but it's a responsibility of everyone to take care of their body. So I say, our channels, the cooking channels, the recipe books, you must read them, all of us, because this body is my body. So he mustn't study to take care of my body. I must make sure it's not so. So I think from now on, must resolve as a man, because we've got our prostate cancer also, not just now cancer 8. Understand, Uti, I'm a pumpkin seeds. When you put them in your cereal in the morning, they assist you 10 hours to tolerate. See those involving prostate cancer. So all those things, understand as a man, you understand? So be responsible also for your own life. Yes, good note okusepletini lapho kufakwe kanjani ufakwe ukwazi ungane uzaphela udle bese uyahlala kodwa once waba white wahamba wakude, you'll have to begin to outdama takeaways and then you die. So learn to take care of it. Lokho nje ngimana ngiyazi ukuthi sifundisa ukuthi umfana asondele ebhodweni, but ikhathi zimbi manje. Understand ukuthi nawe zibambele ibhodi, understand ukuthi okudlayo kudlela nje umuntu wesilisa. Ngiyabonga.
Wow. Thank you very much. We appreciate this. Now, let me also just remind our viewers tonight that a few takeaways. One, the issue of sugar. That sugar feeds the cancer. And it's better to shy away from these things before we receive the news that we don't want to hear. And so, and as we listen tonight, we have realized also that it's all in our hands. If we make a choice today, going forward, God will do the rest. The very fact that tonight we are able to talk about this very important subject, it's a testimony that grace does much more abound. Somebody else did not have this opportunity like you have had to come and listen and learn. And yours now is to be able to go out there and do what needs to be done. Now, people say knowledge is power, but I say knowledge is potential power. It's only when you use it that it becomes power. And so please, after you have listened to these health shows, your life must never be the same. Next month, we will just finalize with this team. We'll come back again with this team and talk at length about some of these ideas of things that we can do at home for summer. Ice cream was an example that was given. Simple, basic things that you can still have joy at home without going to a restaurant and waste the money that you don't have. We will discuss those things here, and you will be able to go out there and practice them and enjoy your summer in your own home without having gone to the restaurant. Now I also wanted to highlight the fact that, look, everybody must learn how to cook, boy or a girl, man or a woman. It's not about gender, it's about your health. You may be in a home where someone is not exposed to this information that you are exposed to. And so it's your responsibility now to go home to your family and be able to share this information and be able to prevent some of these diseases that are prevalent out there. I think it's that Exodus 26 or 15:26, God's promise that if we obey him, we do everything, he will put none of these diseases upon us. And so it is my prayer tonight that as we have listened, that God will give us courage to go out there and do likewise. Doctor, thank you very much for your generosity of knowledge and Vic. You make things very simple for all of us. So we don't need a degree now to come and listen to you so that we can better understand what you are saying. So thank you very much. Even my grandmother, if she was alive, would be able to listen and understand what you are saying and be able to apply this. Thank you very much. Time is the enemy, but 2 weeks or so from now, after 2 weeks or so from now, we'll come back with the same team, same time, and empower you for your summer. Thank you very much. May the Lord bless you. Have a great weekend. God bless.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.